What's up, guys? We're Random Hero, and we have a brand new record coming out. It's called Tension. This record, it came about in such an incredible way. We're very excited for you guys to hear it. We chose the title Tension because we felt like it was a very universal emotion that people experience. Tension is just one of those things that can drive you to do some crazy things, and it can also drive you to do some incredible things, especially when you face it. So the way that we came about the sound for this new record, it was awesome. Like to go through the motions of writing the record and recording it and just going through all the motions. Like, we had Kellen McGregor from Memphis Mayfire produce a record, name drop, and we came up here not knowing exactly what we were going to do and what kind of sound we were going for. Kind of a cool story. I was at church, and this dude was praying over me, and he stopped praying over me, and he said, I feel like I need to tell you, like, the Holy Spirit is telling me to tell you that there's a sound coming from the throne room of heaven that only you guys can hear. And he said, if you harness that sound, then it can change the world. And like, that just resonated with me, and I ended up calling these guys and telling them what this guy had said, and these guys took it to heart too. I mean, we came up focused. The initial plan was to get some hooks and some music, and just to see what we could put out there and then go home and write with. And man, every day we did entire songs that turned out incredible. And so it's just really letting God work within that workspace and within our creativity at that moment. So
I think it was the first time in our career that we actually wrote a record as a band in the room every day. Traditionally, most bands will have a main writer and maybe a main collaborator with it, but in this case for us, Random Hero, it was the first record that we came together, and every day, every minute of the day, we were collaborating as a band. And this album is proof of an organic nature of just getting out of your comfort zone and letting whatever is guiding your creativity just guide it. And that's what happened. And we weren't anticipating on writing a record when we got up here. Just like Aaron was saying, we were anticipating getting some progress, and the organic nature flew so well that we wrote a record in 2 months of staying here. Well, 12 days, staying here. And so, yeah.
It was crazy.
We did not intend that. Yeah.
We were to write for about 14 days total, and to come out of 14 days with 12 songs, full done, that were just killer, and it was mind-blowing for all of us. We're like, wow.
Yeah, and I think it's a huge testament to the two guys who we wrote with, Josiah from Disciple and Kellen, and hats off to those guys, because they make a fun work environment while producing quality material, and that was something I wasn't used to. I mean, I'm laughing so hard and having fun in the studio 8 hours a day, but producing collectively with everybody quality material, and that was really fun, and that's something I'll never forget.
So basically, how we got with Rockfest Records, it was, we've been a band for, these guys have been in for almost 8. I've been in for almost 13, and he's been in since yesterday at 7 a.m. But no, we've been a band for a while, and we've toured a lot, and we've always been one of those bands that we wanted to, prove that we could go out and tour and just kind of be road warriors. And we just came. It was ironic how we met Joe, who was on a Facebook Live several years ago, and he was talking about whatever, and I was like, hey man, and not thinking he would be like, oh hey, it's Aaron from Random Hero. I just said hey on his live feed, and next thing you know, he's like, hey man, what are you guys doing? And I was like, we're going through Nashville, and he's like, let's have a barbecue. And I was like, sick. So not thinking anything of it, next thing you know, like, he's like, message me and I'll send you my number, and I was like, cool, I did. And when you're on tour, you never know what life's gonna bring for you in that moment. So we were like, whatever, let's just do it, let's call him and see if he wants to actually do a barbecue. So we did, and went and hung out with him. Next thing you know, we're just talking about our band and like music, and he's like, you guys want to be on the new Rockfest? And I was like, yes. And he's like, shake my hand, it's done. And I was like, for real though, it's
literally
cool. Like, I was like, it's cool if it doesn't happen. And then so we shook his hand, and he's like, I'm a man of my word, it's done. You guys are gonna be on it next year. And I was like, all right, but seriously, if it doesn't happen, he goes, you don't even have to say that. it's done. And I was like, okay. So next thing you know, we're on City Rockfest, and we've done the City Rockfest a few years in a row now. And you know, when Joe finally decided he was going to do a label, he ended up, you know, he called me and out of the blue, and I was, you know, I answered, and he was like, hey man, I don't know if you've heard, but I'm starting a label, and I want to sign you guys. And I was like, what? Like, you know, like that's a dinner question, you know, like let's go to dinner first and chat about this. But he, you know, he came out and he was awesome. He just talked about how much he believed in us, and he's seen the potential that we have, and so we've heard this multiple times that we've always been right here, and people are like, oh, I just don't know why you can't get past this, whatever it is, and you know, and so Joe's like, I see this potential, and I want to push you beyond where you're at now. And for us, like, we all thrive in challenging situations, and so if you challenge us, then we're very like, okay, it's game on, because we're naturally competitive in nature. And so Joe kind of used like reverse psychology with us once we signed, and he's like, I don't think you guys have it in you to write a better record than you already have. And as soon as he said that, literally, like, our brains were just like, game on, let's go, you know. And so we ended up doing co-writes and getting this thing done, and it just, like, the best thing that happened was for him to challenge us in that way, so that we could grow in our musicianship and like grow as a family. And so that and hats off to him, because he killed it.
Yeah, it's cool to think that we went one day not knowing Joe to being family now. The guy's like a father figure to all of us. He pushes us to be better. The reverse psychology thing's so funny to look back in hindsight. He knew what he was doing. He was pushing us. He knows we were competitive, and he would always give us challenges before this, even on tour, because we toured with him years prior. And he would always give us these challenges, and Joe's just great at bringing the best out of people. He really is, and believing in you when you don't believe in yourself. So shouts out to Joe Rowe.
What we want to leave people with now, I mean, obviously we've always been a band that wanted to be intentional about just showing God's love towards other people, and whether that's in a church or a club, it doesn't matter. We want to be the same constantly. I think probably the biggest theme of this record is, you know, since the record's titled Tension, and you know, everybody experiences tension, there's just no avoiding it. And part of this is that we want it to be known that, yeah, you can face tension head on, and you can deal with it, and you can be okay with it, you know. And I think a lot of people get stuck. Tension's one of those things, it's like, it's scary to face, and sometimes you don't know how people are going to respond or react in those moments, or how situations will turn out. And so you always find, like, when you face it head on and you do it with grace, you just see how much different things can be after that. And it's like, once tension's gone, you feel like the weight of the world, no pun intended, is lifted off your shoulders. Mm-hmm. And it's so, you know, I think we definitely want to let people know that things will get better, and things can get better, and you don't have to hold on to the garbage that you continually hold on and like scar yourself with. Like, it's always going to be there, but you can learn from it, and you can grow. And I think that's the biggest portion about this record that makes it so exciting for us, is that we are in such a growth state with this record, and we wanted to take it and not just do the same thing that we've done in the past, but we wanted to grow. And we wanted people to see that, so we had to face the tension head on, so we could grow.
I think this record communicates to the listener also that we've been in those deep and dark situations. There's a lyric in the sound that says, "I'm holding all my demons. They say I'm way too deep. They whisper in my ear, your soul is way too dark to keep." And this is something that we've heard in our lives at some point, and so we've been there. So the one thing I wanted to communicate, or that this record communicates to the listener, is that we've been there. There's nothing too dark that we haven't seen or heard from other people, and it's okay to come up and talk to us, and without a moments of hesitation that we're going to judge you for anything. Like, the most common thing we hear at the table is, "You guys are going to hate me when I say this," and that's not true in the slightest. We open everybody with open arms, because we know the world's broken and hurt out there, and we want to communicate that we've been there and we understand. So let's talk about it, because sometimes those people
we want to talk to you.
Yeah, we want to talk because those people just need somebody that will listen to them. That's really what it comes down to. So.